to our website in these previous companies, we're lucky if one or two will do business with us for whatever reasons. Here, we believe, our premise is very simple. We believe that when you bring 10 people to your website, we believe that 8 out of 10 are going to do some business with you because they're going to recognize a need for themselves with one of our halos. We also believe that, of course, they will immediately recognize that some of their center of influence, whether it's their family, friends, next-door neighbors, whatever, will also have a need for these services. And so we believe that there's a very high probability that you're going to do business with a very high percentage of prospects that you bring to the table. We also believe that the same prospect that does business with you in one of those halos over time will do business with you in more than one of those halos. They're going to have a need that comes up in the future, and so we believe that there's a very high probability of more production for you from the same client. Now, very quickly, I want to touch on the field marketing system, field management system. And I'm really excited about this, as I know many of you are. And there's several reasons that we're excited, and I want to outline those for you. You know, the last 5 years in our industry, in the multi-level marketing industry, has been very strange. And I know that a lot of the leaders on the call I've talked to personally have agreed with me. We've gone through a lot of transition over the last 5 years. And my personal belief is that technology has somewhat hurt our industry as well. Now, don't get me wrong, I love technology. Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing technology right now. I'm able to talk to people all around the country and all around the world on this webinar today. It's cool. Sitting in the comfort of your own home. I'm sitting in the comfort of my own home right now doing a webinar. I love it. But I also believe that it's hurt us in the sense that it's taken the social aspect out of the network marketing industry. And we want to bring that back. Here's what I'm talking about. Envision having 300 meetings going on in the U.S. every single week. You see, people that come in this industry want that interaction. They want to meet others that are joining the company. They want a place to take their prospects. They want that local leader to help them build their business. Because you might be living in California today and you sponsor somebody in New York. Let's face it, what can you really do to help that person that you've just sponsored in New York? Yes, you can do phone calls. Yes, you can do three-ways. These are all critical things. Yes, you can get them on webinars. But can you really assist them in the manner that they need? Can you assist that person in Tokyo, Japan that you recruit tomorrow? I dare say no, you can't. There's a time difference. There's a language barrier. There's a cultural barrier. There's a lot of things that you will not be able to do to help that person in Israel or in Holland or in the UK or in Florida. And that person needs that local attention. Well, we want to bring that back in by appointing what we call regional directors. Every major city in the U.S. and around the world will have a regional director. Those regional directors are going to be overseen by senior regional directors, and they will be overseen by state directors. And we've actually added another layer onto that and national director level, and I'll talk more about that here in a second. These consistent, and I want to emphasize that, these consistent meetings that go on around the country and around the world will be held by these professionals that are presenters. They are well-versed in the MLM industry. They are great speakers. They are great trainers. They're great mentors. What that means for you is that you're able to build a consistent business. You know that when you send a prospect to a meeting somewhere in the country or somewhere in the world, that prospect is going to get a consistent message. You're also assured that they're going to join your team. And I hate to say this, but we know that in our industry, there's sometimes where you send a prospect to a meeting and you never see them again because they have gone under someone else's team. Well, we're not going to stand for that activity in our company, and this check and balance that we're creating is going to prevent that kind of activity. Well, more meetings mean more enrollments, bigger teams, and bigger commissions. Really that simple. And the reality is that many of you have already been doing this, of course, but you have not been remunerated for it. So we're going to appoint regional directors to certain population counts, senior regional directors, state directors, and national directors. These individuals are going to do weekly presentations in their market, whether it's on a Monday night or Tuesday night, whatever is convenient for them. They're going to do it in their homes. They'll move it into a restaurant. They'll move it into a hotel eventually, and all that will be approved by the senior in the region or the state director. They'll be doing meetings, and then they'll be doing trainings. We are very big on training. We want to make sure everybody is compliant. We want to make sure that we don't oversell and underdeliver. We don't overpromise the prospects, etc. Training is simply paramount. The cost of the training is a very minimal $350. One sale in one of our halos is going to bring that money and more back to you. But it's very critical, and we're going to give some incentives for you to attend that training. And we're going to talk more about that as we roll that out here in the coming days. So you're going to be trained by these individuals that have experience in the network marketing world. Some will be financial planners, some will be insurance agents / multi-level marketing experienced individuals that are going to be leading these trainings, and for which we want to remunerate these individuals for doing what some of them have done for a long time. Some of you have done this stuff. I've done this for many, many years, but I was never paid to do it. I worked with not only my downline, but I worked with other lines just as a leader would do, but I never got compensated for it. Now, here's what we're going to do. There's a very minimal licensing fee to take on a coveted position of a regional director. We're not going to charge you that up front. You're going to pay that at the end of 12 months because we want you to make a lot of money before having to pay that licensing fee. When you do a training class every 30 days in your market, all new associates that are in your market are going to come to your training class, for which we're going to pay you $100 per associate. So if you have 20 people come to your training class, you just made $2,000 for that one day. Well, some of you I know are going to build some very strong markets, your downline, and you're going to work with leaders in your market. You will have 100 people show up to your training class on a Saturday, for which you would earn $10,000 in this example. Some of you, frankly, will have 200, 300 people come to a training class on a Saturday as you're developing your group and the groups of those in your market. The senior regional director, he or she is overseeing a number of regional directors, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe in cases of Los Angeles, that senior director will probably oversee 10 or 12 regional directors. Now, every time there's a training class that goes on in their market, next Saturday, they might have 4, 5, 6 classes going on. For every new associate that attends a training class within their region, they're picking up $50. Now, of course, they're not doing the training. They're overseeing their market. They're going to visit these various different trainings. They're going to visit these various different meetings in their region as guest speakers and so on, but they're going to be paid $50. So let's say next Saturday, they've got 5 classes going on. They have 100 new associates attending training. Well, they just made $5,000. Over time in their region, if they have 300 people going through a training class, well, they just made $15,000. I might add that this is income above and beyond our compensation plan. This is above and beyond the compensation plan. This is also income for a very small subset of people that are joining our company. This is only going to be for about 400 or so people within our company here in the U.S. that will participate in this program. The state director, overriding an entire state, or in the case of California, New York, Florida, and Texas, we may have 2 state directors simply because of the population. The state directors will earn $50. So in the state of California, as an example, next Saturday, you've got 500 associates going through a training class. You just made $25,000 for that one Saturday. So again, you can see how lucrative this program is for those that are appointed to these very coveted positions. Our national directors, they're going to overwrite multiple states, somewhere about 6 to 8 states. We're going to have probably about 6 or 7 of the national directors appointed. They're going to get $20 for every associate that attends a training class. You know, in the case of, say, 2,000 associates attending a training class within those 8 states, they just made $40,000 in this example for that one day. We're also going to appoint cultural ambassadors. We're going to have 14 total, 2 Hispanic, 2 Russian, 2 Chinese, 2 Vietnamese, 2 Filipino, 2 Japanese, and 2 Korean. They will each split the country, one on the west side, one on the east side, and we'll split down the Mississippi somewhere in there, and they will be in charge of developing those sectors, and they'll be rewarded. We haven't figured out quite what the remuneration is going to be for them, but we'll be rolling that out as well here very soon. Just to give you a very quick visual, we've already started the appointing process. We're going to be appointing a lot more individuals here in the coming weeks. We've got a ton of people that you have sent in. And let me emphasize something as you're taking a look at some of our people that we've appointed. Let me emphasize the significance for you folks as you are front runners here in our company in our beta launch, and how you should take full advantage of this program. Even if you don't want to participate in these coveted positions, and that's okay. You want to join the company and you want to simply build a huge organization, fantastic. But you don't want to take part in this training program, no problem. Here's what I want to emphasize to you. Imagine for a moment going out to people that you are connected with in the multi-level marketing arena. There are a lot of leaders right now in transition. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of dissatisfaction out there in our industry today because many of our people are not making money out there. They're tired of selling the vitamin shampoo type of programs out there as their sole income source, and there's such small commissions that people are transitioning out. So as you reach out to these people that you know have the skill set of being trainers and presenters, what if you could get 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 of these people appointed to these coveted positions, not only in the U.S. but worldwide? What is that going to do for your longevity? What is that going to do for your downline and the development of your downline? Here's my point. Those people that are appointed to these coveted positions and have the ability to earn these very huge dollars beyond the compensation plan, do you think the next time that they see some plan that comes out for $20 a month, and there's a lot of these membership type of plans coming out, they're great plans. In fact, we're looking at some of them to bring on board with our halos. But they're not enough for you and I to make a full-time income out of. But next time your leader takes a look at these programs, they're not going to transition, but they're not going to want to give up